I'm Joshua Kaufman, an attorney, and in this segment we're going to be talking about copyright licenses and copyright assignments. When you have a copyright, one of the rights of the copyright owner is to determine how the work is used, who gets the right to distribute it, who gets the right to create derivative works of the basic work. How you decide that is up to you. But when you do, if you're going to sell your copyright, lock, stock, and barrel, when copyrightees, we call that an assignment. So you are assigning your copyright to a third party. Copyright assignments must be in writing. Let me repeat that. Copyright assignments must be in writing. You cannot have a handshake. You cannot have an oral agreement. You cannot have an understanding. You can't have a custom of past practices. It has to be in writing. You have to have some document. It doesn't have to be a fancy document. Of course, some are very long and complex, but others are not more than a paragraph or two, which basically transfer the ownership of the copyright. So to have a copyright sold, it's an assignment, and it has to be in writing. Now let's say you don't want to give up the whole copyright. You want to be able to say, I want you to have the rights to reproduce, let's say we're talking about artworks, my artworks on posters, and I want you to have the right to reproduce my artwork on puzzles, or I want you to have the right to do it on screensavers, or somebody else to do it on mouse pads. You can break up the copyright as many ways as the market will bear. You can grant 1,000 licenses for one image. With music, you can grant different types of rights as well. I write a book. I can grant one person the right to make a play out of it, somebody else to make an audio book out of it, somebody else the right to make a movie out of it, somebody else to make a play out of it. These are all up to me as the copyright owner, and when I do that, I am granting licenses. So the term there is licenses. Now there are two types of licenses, exclusive and non-exclusive. But in our case here, exclusive is kind of an illusory term, because when we think about it in English, we think, okay, it's an all or nothing, it's exclusive, but not under copyright licenses. I can grant you the exclusive license to reproduce my painting as posters in the United States. I can grant somebody else the exclusive right to reproduce my painting as sculptures in England, and somebody else the exclusive right to reproduce my painting in France. So the exclusivity can be different. I can also grant somebody the exclusive right in France to do a postcard, which will be a different person than who I granted the rights to do the poster. So again, you can slice and dice these copyrights exclusively or non-exclusively in many ways. A non-exclusive would be, I'm going to grant two different people the rights to reproduce my painting as a poster in France. So it could be one. If I'm granting exclusive, though, it could be you in Paris and you in Marseille, or somebody else in New York. Or actually, I can even slice it. I say you have the exclusive rights in Brooklyn and you have the exclusive rights in Manhattan. The only limitations are the creativity. But exclusive licenses, just like assignments, must be in writing. You cannot have an exclusive license orally. So it doesn't matter, again, what you think, what the handshake is, what the understanding of both parties. If the assignment and exclusive license are not in writing, all you're granting is a non-exclusive license. And one other important point on licenses, if you assign a license, that person can resell the copyright or license it. An exclusive licensee can also relicense their rights. A non-exclusive licensee cannot sublicense their license. It's limited to just them. And so that's the basics of copyright licenses and assignments. Thank you.